version of the vibe. It is actually just welcome everyone back into the K&D The Porch podcast, episode number 17.
Let's drop the date today.
Episode 17.
Is today Sunday? Today's Sunday.
Today is Sunday, the
day
July
of
19th.
the Lord.
Yes,
Today
it
is
is.
Sunday.
None of us went to church though.
Well, hold on. Wait, what's 17 when you pop in your head?
Ooh. What is 17?
17 is the day of my birthday, dog. Come on now.
That's not what I think.
Well, you should.
No.
It
When I
should.
think 17, I think almost 18.
Why?
Why?
Dude,
I don't know. That's just what I think of. I feel like 17, there's nothing like...
Yeah, there's nothing really fancy about
Yeah,
something.
like 16, you can kind of get your license, right? That's the age.
Well, I mean, sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
Internet.
17
Yeah.
is just between 18 and
17.
16.
Yeah.
That's kind of true.
It's like almost being 18.
It's kind of like 22 or being 19.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, whatever. Doesn't really
Or
matter.
20.
Yeah, 20.
20.
20, yeah.
19, 20, 17, all pointless ages.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so true.
It's sad. And then once you turn 21, what am I going to look for after that?
Yeah, after that, it's just...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the sad part.
I feel like you're just trying to avoid getting to 50.
Oh,
to that
yeah.
age.
Is that
Because 50 is like mad old, and like that's when you see it. Like,
Mhm.
50. 40 is like
Mhm.
chilling.
Yeah.
All right,
Warriors,
man.
yeah.
We got some we didn't even introduce this.
Yeah,
So
no, we
we're
got
already
2
getting
new
into
guests today.
That's you.
All right, let's introduce them.
Get it
So
on.
we got one from San Diego, and we got both from San Diego.
Born
Oh,
and raised.
Yeah, born and raised
in
in San Diego.
You already
Cool.
know.
Go ahead and introduce you guys yourself.
I'm Karina.
My name's Isabel.
Let's go. Knock that out. Oh. Skrr.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead.
rep your guys' high school.
Yeah, what high
guys.
school? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Lake.
East Lake.
Oh gosh.
See,
Anyways, you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
asked
Oh
us
my
to
God.
rep
Yeah,
it.
gosh.
So why are you talking?
I wasn't
proud.
expecting that.
Yeah.
No. I feel like, do you guys think Eastlake gets kind of like a bad, like name? Not name, but like,
You know
just don't
what?
really like Eastlake too much.
Okay, honestly, before I like started hanging out with people outside of Eastlake, I didn't realize how much people hated Eastlake.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, why? I feel
Totally.
like we don't have
Yeah.
beef with anyone, or at least like we didn't.
I feel like it's
Uh-huh.
not even the high school. I think it's just the
It's-
area.
it's
city
The
itself.
stigma.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
stigma.
stigma, I was
of
gonna
it,
say,
yeah.
yeah.
For sure. I feel like anytime people ask me, like, oh, what part of San Diego are you from? And I'm like, Eastlake. And they're like, oh, Eastlake.
Ooh.
And automatically it's like, oh, you're rich.
You're
You
rich.
have
Yeah,
this.
you have a
Yeah.
house.
And
You have a
it's like,
Porsche.
that-
I don't
it's
know.
nothing like that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I was super lucky to be able to grow up in that area. But it's like I had a dad who was working 3 jobs and like hustled so that I could grow up in that area. And it's like, you got to explain what it
Yeah.
took to get here. But
Yeah.
automatically it's like Eastlake, oh no, you're bougie, you're entitled, you're privileged.
yeah,
And it's like,
Honestly, though, a lot of
big.
that school was
Totally,
because I wasn't raised there. I
totally.
was not raised in Eastlake. I was born and raised
trying
in
to
San
push it
Ysidro
out.
High
Okay,
School.
okay.
I
So
tried to push it out.
Let me get it straight.
honestly, after going back to Eastlake and seeing what it's like now after coming home from San Jose after college, I don't know. I really do realize like the cultural like difference between like San Ysidro and Eastlake and like the Bay Area and like SoCal in general too. It's really, really big. It's like a culture shock because everyone here is just so entitled, and I don't know, I feel like they think that everything like should be handed out to them. Like they don't want to work hard for it, especially kids that we went to high school with.
Yeah, we went
Not
to kids-
everyone though. Some of them really grinded and like they're doing good stuff now. So shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Okay.
I think it was just all about who you surrounded yourself with and really being grounded, of being confident in what you come from and being proud. Even if I had a packed lunch for my mom, I know that torta was made with love.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I think one thing that Karina and I have always held on to is like, we know our culture, our history, and we're never going to shy away from that. And we're proud and going to represent that we're Latinas, you know.
Yeah, and we're educated
Mix,
Latinas too.
Mexipino
so.
right here.
I don't have a hand clap. I
Filipino.
don't have a hand clap, but that's the wrong one, bro.
Yeah,
It's okay.
but you know, we went to
Tried, we
kids.
tried.
Oh yeah,
All of it. We gotta give it
Yeah.
all out. Nah, but
we definitely went to school with kids that got brand new.
Lamborghinis.
Rovers.
Oh my God.
You guys, went to,
No.
you guys went to a
Range
school with Lamborghini? No.
Yes.
Lamborghinis.
You're lying.
Some kid had a nice.
Somebody had
Yeah,
a
some
nice-
kid has some nice ass
nice
cars,
cars out there for
Mm-mm.
sure. But I mean,
yeah.
If I went to school and there was a Lamborghini in the
Oh
parking lot,
gosh, no.
Yeah, I remember there'd be nice cars, and I'd have my hand-me-down Chrysler 2007, barely kicking it. I was like, "Come on, Bertha, let's go."
No, I think the nicest car at our school was what? I think it was Tay's
Tay's,
car.
yeah,
The Dodge was just a Challenger.
Yeah.
It was
that
just
was like,
That was like,
and he
bro.
came from Otai,
Yeah,
so we're like, we're pushing it off to you guys.
Yeah.
Privilege.
Yeah, privilege.
I think that one was the nicest one, the Range Rover, and we already know who that was. Anyways.
But whatever gets you to point A to point B, I mean, if you got friends that are judging you because you got an old 1995 Corolla, like, why do you want to be friends with someone who's judging you for what you got?
I'm
like,
saying.
Yeah, because a lot of those cars were obviously given by their parents. Like,
Yeah.
what high schooler can
You
afford
ain't-
that? Unless
yeah.
they're like successful in that way.
Which I doubt.
Yeah, he's like,
It's not that- it's like
everyone's
one in a million.
trying, but
Yeah.
Ya tú sabes, you know what's going on over there.
Sheesh.
I feel like nowadays, like when you have like a regular car, like even like Twitter, you see all the time, like if you post like a regular car, like, oh, I just got my first car, people will drag you like, oh, it's just a 2000 Honda. But like,
yeah, but those
Like,
are
yeah,
so
exactly.
expensive. People do not
Yeah.
realize how expensive
Yeah.
cars
Have
are.
The credit,
Yeah.
do not have
You
a
have to pay the
cosign.
insurance.
Yes.
Yes, everything. Everything is so expensive.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know what? I think social media just puts on such a stigma that you constantly need to have the best of the best. You need to have brand
Yeah.
design. You need to have a
Yeah.
foreign car. And
Yeah.
it's like, you'll get there one day, but if you don't, so what if you don't have that foreign car? Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll get there. But I mean, that car you
Yeah.
have right now came from every single hour you
I'm
committed.
saying, yeah.
work
It's all
in.
hard work. It's all that hard work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a foreign car at a young age, man. That's too expensive.
pressure.
That's too
I
expensive.
I mean, if I can
yeah.
afford it, I'm gonna get it. But obviously,
Yeah.
right now, it's all about the investment in the hustle.
I'm just trying to survive.
I'm trying to get my car payment done with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hate.
I
No,
hate
exactly.
Dude, my car payment too.
Yeah, I love a new car, but man, that payment
That
kicks in.
car
It's over with.
payment.
I hate it.
Tell me why I thought about it though. I
Yeah?
was like, ooh, I can get a new
Yeah,
car.
new
It's
car,
like
yeah.
who with rent?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No.
So Big Shirley holding it down.
It's that big Shirley. Yeah, paid off.
Is that your car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's holding it down. You haven't seen it yet, but it's coming.
I know.
Yeah.
I've definitely
working
been
on
there with my old little Ranger, turning it on, and I'm like, oh man,
Hey.
please don't
Yeah,
let today
bro.
be the day. Come on, like I work to get
Oh
to.
my
Yeah.
god, that happens with my Volvo right now. The
Oh.
window won't come up. I was telling Isabel all about it. Like the seat won't like buckle. I'm like there for 10 minutes trying to like fight with it.
Yeah.
Like my biggest thing is like when you're at like somewhere where there's like a lot of people around,
Oh,
and you go to turn it on and just don't start. You're just like,
You're like I meant to do that.
Yeah.
I meant she playing. She
I was
playing.
we went to Tate's house and like I started up my car
Oh,
and it was a
yeah.
start and I just looked. I was like, this happens all the time.
all
Trust me.
good.
Start on the cast. Come on.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing me.
Yeah.
But those moments humble you.
Yes,
You know?
Yeah,
Yes.
because you
Sure.
appreciate all those times that it does turn on from there on. You're like,
Yeah.
thank you, got me.
Makes you
Yeah.
mad appreciative too of like just having like, especially when you like level up and you get a car or you end up putting money into a car where it's like you have no worries. Like you can get in a car and just start it up. That was like you started to appreciate like even small stuff like the car starting, which is
Yeah.
like a part of the damn car, which like shouldn't be mad appreciative, but you get there and you're like, man, thank God it started
Thank
today
God
with
it
no
worked.
issues.
Yeah.
It just feels good, man.
Yeah, man.
It just feels good.
We got some questions for you guys today. and
Yes. It's gonna be a great episode.
As young women in this world, we need answers. As
Yes.
young men, we're curious. We're curious.
Yeah, we're just
I
curious.
knew you guys
We're
were gonna
just-
come out with
we're
these
just
What are your
questions.
curious?
Let's hear
curious
it.
about?
Let's hear it.
All right.
Let me get some.
Yeah, let us get
Yeah,
ready.
get
Let
water
us
really
stretch.
Get mentally
Yeah.
ready because
Mentally.
this first one's. I mean, I
To
need
like demolish you guys or what?
Oh, no.
chill.
I mean, if that's how you feel,
Yeah,
if
if
that's
you,
how,
if you need to get some stuff off your
yeah,
chest.
go
then
ahead. This is the
It
platform.
is what it is.
This is the platform.
But man, this first one, it might not be you guys. You guys might be exception to these things. But as young men, we experience this and we see it all the time. So I have a quote. It's from Chris Rock. He's a comedian, funny dude, but he's known for giving like those truthful jokes where you're like, you laugh, but you're like, damn,
Yeah,
like,
that's real.
That happens, yeah. So he says, only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something.
No, I don't think that's true at all.
In the world, okay, for you, but in the world, do you think that's true or no?
I don't think that's true. I think the man just has to be present in a good and positive way, but also, yeah, contribute. But like in a woman too, like wouldn't you want her to contribute as well in order for you to like her, or you're just gonna want like a trophy?
There's
Well-
a lot of girls that are like,
Yeah.
I'm not paying rent. If my man
Yeah.
doesn't pay rent, then he's not a man.
Yeah.
I'm here paying
Yeah.
rent for myself for 4 years, going on 5 years. Goodbye, no man.
No, I'm not saying not you
Yeah,
guys,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like more of a
but
general.
it could be the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
definitely
think men are loved as
sole providers.
as unconditional as women? Like if I made as a man made no money at all, you think he'll still be loved by the wife?
Ooh.
Well,
Ooh.
I think that
Yeah, get you. Yeah.
some people can definitely be blinded by love and make excuses for a man in their life not having it together, not being a provider, you know.
Mhm.
I'm not going to name any names.
No, you gotta listen. No names. No names. No
Yeah,
names.
we're
No
not name
names.
dropping on this.
I
pod.
definitely think, like, yeah, men can totally just not be provided and still be loved for. But I think that if you get into a relationship with someone, you definitely need to establish. I mean, for someone that you see long term, you need to establish, like, okay, am I going to be not even necessarily the breadwinner, but I'm going to provide for what it is that I want in my life. I'm not going to expect you to get me that Birkin bag or X, Y, whatever.
Yeah.
Birkin bags are the big topic right
Yeah,
now.
it definitely
You know
is.
what I mean? And like, I feel like I would never not pursue someone because they couldn't afford me that Birkin bag, because to me it's like, I don't want to be with someone for the simple fact that because they can provide me that. It's because I enjoy your company and because you're a genuine good person. And yeah, maybe right now you can't afford me that, and I'm never gonna put you in that or ask you to give me that, you know. It's like my own stuff. I want to get it for myself. But there's definitely women out there who wouldn't not in a blink of an eye, not give no man attention because of their financial situation, which sucks totally.
Yeah.
But I think in this generation nowadays, a lot of women look at men and it's like their mentalities are come correct, financial stability or bye, which is sad, totally sad. But also it's like, if you do see a long term, I don't think I want to totally take care of a man either. It's like,
I know not.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
I got kids to take care of. I got my career. Plus you, a grown man. So
yeah,
it's
like you have to be
give
able to
and
match
take.
me. Yeah, like my hustle, everything that I'm about, I feel like I cannot be with somebody who isn't at least trying to do something. I understand if you're in those building stages, you know, like you're an entrepreneur or you're like trying to do this or that, but as long as you're trying, like that's all I really want. You know what I mean?
The
I'm never
effort.
I'm never gonna put you down for not having like $1 million. You know, like I don't need that. Like I support myself, and like if I can help you in any way, like I will. But you're also not gonna take advantage of my kindness. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people too nowadays are like, oh, you're not going to college? Bye. And it's like, some people, college isn't for them, you know? And I think a lot of people have other ways of finding a way to make something of themselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people they care so much about, okay, what is your career? What is your position in this world? And it's like, without genuinely getting to really dissect someone and what they have to bring to the table, it's like unfortunate that the world is like that now, that it's so about what you have to show on the exterior and what about the interior, the values and things like that. But
I always think, when I think of like, so like when we talk about this, we always think of your significant other. But what about like fathers and stuff? So that's when it gets like any man that is like your guardian or like whatever, like however, whatever you had growing up, the man in the house or whatever, you always think of like, even like on social media, which I don't like comparing like life to social media, but when you see it's like, my dad like built me this, or my dad saved up, worked his job and saved up for this. It's never, you know, like I just feel like it's never like as unconditional. Like it's always, the only time you get appreciation is if you do something that is above and beyond. So like that's when we get to like, so like we always, like I said, we always think of it as relationship. Like, can you love a man as that's not your family member? Can you love him unconditionally because he's not making money? Yeah, maybe, or maybe you need him to match you. But can you love any man that's in your life unconditional if he's not doing anything for you? Like a lot of people want dads that like do above and beyond, but sometimes like we don't appreciate dads just being in the life.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we kind of get a little sideways.
Sideways, yeah.
Well, I think I was very fortunate to have my dad in my life and really be present. So I think because of that, I hold myself to that standard of my dad's not very an emotional, affectionate person at all, to be honest. But anytime that he did show that type of love, I feel like automatically that's just a standard that I want to have in the environment. I'm not sure if I'm answering your question exactly to what you were saying, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I definitely take a lot from what my dad has provided me for, in the sense of our relationship and how he's never, you know, belittled me or degraded me, and has always tried to empower me and make me feel confident as a woman, as an individual, you know, because I do have a brother and he would always tell me, like, you can't depend on a man in your life. You got to be able to, you know, take care of yourself. God forbid anything happen. But yeah, I definitely think having a father role or a man in your life is for sure really important in people's upbringing. You know, someone that they can depend on, lean on, ask for support, guidance, mentorship, for many reasons.
Yeah, I feel like in terms of going back to your question about my father and kind of like respecting him, like if he didn't have a job or like he didn't do anything like that, my dad was totally not present. So for me, I have like a different experience than she did, but also I have like the same feeling in terms of, well, now I hold myself to like a higher respect, you know, because you weren't present, like I want to do something different. And I know that like the next person, like regardless if like that's a father figure or like that's someone intimate that comes into my life, like I want them to like give me the respect that I feel like, you know, I deserve, especially like because he was so absent. Like I definitely missed out on a lot of experiences that like, for example, Isabel had with her dad, you know, and like I remember growing up, I always wanted to have those experiences with him, but because he was never present, and like even though he was never present, I did have other father figures, and you know, they stepped up, and I'm thankful for them. Shout out grandpa, uncle, I guess. But at the end of the day, I feel like as long as he was present there, like even if he would have just came by to like go get some ice cream or go get something to eat, like that would have changed.
Like
Simple,
like he could have taught me a lesson in like that one like experience or in that one moment that we would have shared, but because he wasn't there, like I never had him, so you know. Yeah,
that's always tough. We've been through that.
Definitely
We've been through that.
yeah, we all been through that. That's why we're cool.
Yeah, it's really relatable.
I seen something that's like, if you never lived with your grandma before, like, you, well, I forgot what they said, but like, if you never lived with your grandma, you won't get this or something like that. It's different, man. You gotta get bounced around the house to house. It's
it's definitely
tough,
different.
It's
Love
tough.
my
It's
grandma.
character building for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely. Some people never had that before.
It humbles you for sure.
Yeah, some people
because you appreciate everything so much more, because old people cannot do what like younger like
No.
parents do, and like their mindset is so traditional. At least my grandma is. So like me going out past like 7 p.m. was like, where are you going? I was like, I'm just gonna go out with my friends.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't even go when I lived with my grandparents. I didn't even leave the house. Just went home, went to school, and just
Came back.
replay.
Yeah, every day. That's crazy.
Let's see what else we got on here. Let's get some uplifting.
He's uplifting.
All right,
Dude.
Dirty loves this question.
Oh yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so it's a well-known fact, not a well-known fact, but scientifically it's been proven that girls love Target. Is that, would you guys?
I don't
Honestly,
I don't be going to Target like that. I feel
Can
like
we get
there's
two no's?
Ooh, I don't know. Let's see.
My sister's so obsessed with Target, and I'm like, girl, for what? I mean, their dollar section used to be popping, but
Not
Ooh.
anymore.
I don't be going to Target for therapy. I don't be going to Target for like when I don't understand that hype. I mean, I wish I felt it like that to get excited over going to a store, but Target, I don't.
Really?
honestly, I
Okay.
used to feel the same way before I moved to San Jose State, but I don't know if it's a college thing.
I think it's an adult thing.
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I feel like I love going to Target though.
Yeah.
I love like going on shopping hauls with my like other best friend in San Jose, Janelle. If you ever watch this, she knows.
Janelle?
Yeah, she
I
knows.
just met
Like
her.
when we
She's
go to
awesome.
Target, it's not just for like a couple things. We're like, it's a whole experience. Like
yeah.
let's stretch, like let's crack our necks. Like what are
Yeah.
we getting today? You know? But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun. It's an experience. It's like, oh, do I need this plant or do I need this tapestry? Both.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw it in.
But-
Do you think Target is more peaceful than Walmart?
Definitely.
I think so,
honestly,
yeah.
I think it's the aesthetic and also kind of like the stigma of Walmart. Like Walmart's like known to be a little bit more ghetto and ratchet. At least like the ones in my neighborhood growing up, they were, and it was always like, oh, who am I gonna see at
have
Walmart?
Yeah.
stuff locked up.
Yeah,
You gotta wait.
they make you
for
feel like a
security.
thug. But at Target,
Oh
it's
my
like,
gosh,
oh, we're
yeah.
welcome. Like you know who shops at Target? Come on, so.
Yeah.
I feel so high class whenever I walk into Target.
Target, yeah. Target's nice, man.
Dude,
I
it's
love
the
it.
aesthetic. It's the way
Yeah.
they set things up. I literally watched a video
It's
on
like the
this.
white floors, the red,
Yeah.
the lighting.
You walk in
It's
Target and you start like your vocabulary change. You're like, good evening.
Yeah.
So, who am I right
You're
now?
looking at
They're
stuff
like,
that you
welcome
don't
to Target.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
they're
you
like
guys- yeah.
sanitizing everything. They give you a
Yeah.
whole new cart. They're like,
Everything's
for you.
facing forward.
Yeah, what?
The little things.
the little things like that, yeah.
Everything's stocked at Walmart. I used to never be able to find anything. I'm like,
that's true.
again.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
They be-
I feel like Walmart are just my prices. I'm not trying to spend.
yeah.
Target
A
did it,
lot.
Yeah,
You
honestly,
know?
yeah.
Mhm.
Target, we need to
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, Target can be a little be a little
Some
pricey.
Yeah.
They are. And people
Yeah.
who lie, I'm like, I know you lying, but it's all
Yeah.
good.
I don't know. We be getting some stuff, and I'm like, oh, really? Like, this is so expensive, but I guess I like it,
It's just
you know?
it's for Target.
You know what? I
Yeah.
think if I liked Starbucks more, I would like Target more because I notice a lot is Targets have a
They have
Starbucks,
Starbucks in
and
it,
I don't drink Starbucks.
You know
I
what's
don't
funny?
like
I feel like
that
that
at all.
says a lot about the store. Like Walmart has McDonald's,
McDonald's.
Target
Oh.
has Starbucks.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Not trying to talk anything about
Yeah, yeah.
Walmart because
That's
I grew
facts.
up on
It's
Walmart.
true,
Uh-huh.
who's
That's true.
But honestly,
Who's
like who's
obsessed with
shopping where? Like we
Target.
know. And I always used to love going to Walmart and getting McDonald's. I was like,
Okay, yeah.
Even
dollar
Target,
fries.
what do they have?
Yeah.
For
Miss
food,
that.
they had like Pizza Hut or something like that.
They had no. Oh,
Yeah.
some of them do.
yeah.
Some of them do. Yeah.
Walmart?
Again, like the
Yeah,
different
Target.
Targets.
Oh,
Target.
Target?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
oh
like
Yeah, like
yeah,
Pizza
I
Hut.
went to one in Vegas.
Oh.
It had one. Yeah, it smelled
That's it.
weird. Like,
Yeah.
why do you want to shop there?
But sometimes Target even has like their own food court though. They used to have like their
Yeah,
own
those
iced teas.
breadsticks.
No, their breadstick.
Didn't they used to have popcorn?
I used to always
Yeah,
get
they had
popcorn.
popcorn.
I used to always get
Yeah.
popcorn. That popcorn hit. It was like
That's crazy.
it's kind of like movie theater popcorn.
Target
It was
was in
fire.
there.
It was salty.
Honestly, like, how did they think about
Salty.
that? Like snacking
Yeah.
while you're
Yeah.
shopping? That's
That's
smart.
Yeah. See,
If we give them
Walmart
snacks-
didn't.
if we
give
Walmart
them
didn't
snacks,
do
they'll
that.
stay longer.
Ooh,
No.
they have to stay until they finish their
Till they finish,
snack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe while they're waiting, they like turn their head and they
Yeah,
see
see
something.
something.
Mhm.
Conspiracy theories right now.
I
Yeah.
know.
We
how
see
to get
you.
shopping.
We see
You
you
know
at
what?
Target.
They know what they're doing.
They actually did do a study that if you put a salad as a side for your main entree, people are more likely to get the unhealthier, which are cheaper options. Fries are a lot cheaper. What else, you know? So
Really?
salad's a lot more expensive. I mean, if you think
Yeah,
about
salad
it, it's
is.
fresh.
That's so sad. We
Sad,
live in
super
such an
sad.
unhealthy society.
Yeah.
And it's like pushed on you that like obviously like the cheaper stuff is the worst stuff.
It's the worst
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
and who can afford the cheaper
exactly.
stuff?
Yeah.
You know, it's
And we're
a
talk-
system.
we were talking about that one day. We were talking about like
I've never
Like,
seen
cool.
a Sprouts or a Henry's or any like a Trader Joe's. I didn't even know what a Trader Joe's was, so I went to college.
Oh my
Hey,
god,
no,
same.
no.
Same. I never heard of it.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you this, bro. There was a study going on I saw about Trader Joe's. It was like it's only in the nice communities too.
Yeah,
No, it's true.
It's only in nice
Totally.
There's no
communities.
Trader
Yeah.
Joe's in San Isidro.
No, there's
What?
none.
I never seen it. I thought a Trader Joe's. I thought
it was expensive. I always thought it was
Yeah.
expensive for expensive.
Wait, is there something called Father Joe's?
Father Joe's? Yeah,
Ooh, I
isn't
don't
that
know.
like a church or it's like
Okay,
something
yeah.
that has to do with like medical
so
services or something like that?
I thought Trader Joe's and Farmer Joe's or Father
Father?
Joe's were the
Father?
same thing. So all my time they're like, yeah, I'm going to Trader Joe's. I'm like, I thought it was like a Goodwill. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. You know, I was like, you don't have any boxes. What are you going to Trader
Going
Joe's?
to boxes.
And then to come to find out, I get to college. I'm like, bro, this is like a health store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty like cheap.
Yeah.
too.
Trader Joe's is
And
not
it's,
bad.
Yeah.
it's good food. So I'm like, bruh, all this time.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
sell
had no
these
idea.
mini ice cream cones that are fire. I gave some to Dirty when
that's
he
what it
was
was?
visiting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Our roommate,
was
Brandon, shout out Brandon, I guess. He works there, and he gets like a really good discount. So he'll
They
bring
treat
like 10 boxes of mini ice cream cones. I'm like,
Yeah, it's honestly pretty fire, but I ate them like in 2 bites, so no cap.
yeah.
It's like a 2
Yeah,
bite.
you did.
It's like a
But
2 bite thing.
you didn't
dog.
savor it. That's why you have
Nah.
to be like,
Dog, I can't do
Hey,
that.
no, wait. All right, another girl question.
Oh yes.
Girls love like sharing food. I'll never share food with him.
Dog.
Like
You
they'll
know
order
what?
like they'll order like one.
We
We
just
love
shared
sharing
food.
food.
We literally
Family
always
style.
share food.
Family
It's so
always,
weird.
always. Why?
Yeah,
You know,
see,
sharing is
See,
caring.
that's when you ask me if you wanted, if she wanted to share a lobster. I mean, it was like, bro, it was like this big, dog.
Yeah, I couldn't eat it all by myself. I had to literally pick up another friend to come with us. I was like,
I was like, bro.
Dude, I always used to see like,
No.
yeah, like you want to like share kind of set of fries? I'm like, share. Let's get a burrito and we'll just split it. Like what? Like, grown
I
man.
love sharing.
I feel like because you're able to try a lot more different flavors.
Yeah,
We're
I love
foodies. I like to
variety.
try a pizza, an appetizer,
pasta,
something sweet,
balsamic
something
vinaigrette.
savory.
I don't know.
That'd be like a $30 meal for me.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, it
I'll
was.
drop
We
ball
spent like
out.
$80
We
today.
buy like 3
Yeah.
entrees and
We were thinking about buying a bottle of wine. We're like, let's just go all out.
Hey.
Hey,
You gotta go all
Yeah.
out. Food is a
Self-love.
love language. Food
Yeah.
is.
No, it really
I love
is.
language.
Remember, I told you
Yeah.
it brings people together,
Yeah,
like
no,
in any
yes.
event.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good and positive.
That
It's
might
a-
be my me and Dirty's friendship so strong.
Yeah, so strong. Yeah.
Definitely.
No, yeah. We were just talking about that. Like, we were talking about like how food is like so important and like. If you want to hang out with someone, like if you say,
Yeah.
"Ray, are you down to go get Mijo's or something like
Yeah.
that? Go get some sushi. You down?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was
yeah.
like, "Let's go." And we just we just spend more time together.
Yeah.
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 And you bond over delicious food. You're like, oh,
Yes.
that's so good. And like we're eating it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't be mad getting food.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
can't be mad.
Unless
Having
you're
a
mad about
terrible
the
day.
food you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with this, bro.
Yes.
This dude be
You
killing
talking
me.
about today?
Huh? All the time.
Oh.
It never stops. Anyway, I was gonna say something, man. Oh, but I was like I think like one of the best parts about like going to like, oh, you want to go eat, is like there's number one, there's like like okay, this time is when we're gonna start, and then when like you eat your food, especially if it's not somebody you like know, like okay, you guys are good friends, we're good friends, but if it's like somebody you haven't seen in a while or somebody maybe used to hang out in high school, you guys aren't really that close. There's an ending time, like when you finish your food, like that's the time, like okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
So like if he comes over, he might just be like
chilling on the couch.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right, go home,
Yeah.
get the hand.
Like once that conversation ends and you just kind of like
Just
all
sit there.
right, this
It's
is
just
kinda
done.
weird.
Yeah, you're like,
when you got to eat,
so,
he's like, all right, can I get the check? And it's
Yeah,
over.
and you just bounce
yeah,
after that.
you're like, well, it was good to see you.
Yeah.
See you next time.
I feel like that's never us.
No, we
like,
plan the whole day together.
Yeah,
The whole
all
day.
the time because like we love to eat and then we literally got into a food coma today.
Ooh.
Like
Took
we
a
were
nap.
laying, on this little freaking what is it,
Towel.
towel. And we posted up right there. Meanwhile, there's hella kids like around us, and we're like, "Oh my god!"
But I think food's really cool because it really kind of gives you the chance to see, like, all right, is this person actually gonna grub, or are they just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be dainty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always grab.
Or
I always grab. I
or
always grab.
You do.
it shows like how are they gonna
Grown
treat
man.
the server? Or
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
That's a big
That,
one.
okay,
You gotta stay and
honestly,
watch that.
because we were servers and because she worked in food, like, honestly, we both worked in food for a long, long time. And anytime we see someone like disrespect them, it's like, why? Like your server is doing so many jobs you cannot see, and like they're like, oh well, you know, you're supposed to serve me. Like, yeah, I'm supposed to serve you, but I'm not your servant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know what I
Just
mean?
slave,
Yeah.
yeah.
And some people really don't know the difference. Like when I was serving, people really treated me like I owed them the world. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm doing my job. I'm not here to kiss your feet. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm so nice when I'm serving, but people would come in here and literally be like, I want blah 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 blah, and I'd be like, okay. Then I'd go get it, and they'd come back. They'd be like, this isn't what I asked for. It's like, oh my god, like this is literally what
Yes.
you asked for. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
The worst is when you go up to the table and you're like, good evening, how are you doing? And they're like, can I get a Coke, please? And I'm like, all right.
They don't even say
then. Like,
please. They just go right into ordering. They're like,
Take a Coke.
Coke, Sprite, Diet Coke, Pepsi, and don't forget the straws.
Yeah.
no eye contact or a snap. I'm like,
Dang.
Oh my god.
I
When
could
they see,
never.
that's my biggest pet peeve. When I'm at another table and they see that I'm like helping someone else talking, verbally talking, they're like, excuse me, miss, like,
Dog.
are you
Yeah,
blind?
that
I
was
know you're not
snapping stuff too.
blind.
I can find
Yeah,
that
I can't
annoying
do
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
Snap at me and I'm gonna take a lot
Yeah.
longer.
It's just so degrading. Like, I'm a human, you know? Like, and honestly, in like the real world, I will stomp all over you. Like, do not make me.
Yeah.
I worked in a moving
That'd be so
company.
bold too.
I
Yeah.
worked in a moving company. Whenever like people would like treat us like that, number one, I could break your stuff. So like, I could always like, oops,
Yeah, don't
and
mess,
break stuff.
Exactly.
don't mess with your movers
Don't-
or the people
Yeah.
that touch your food.
Yeah.
Number
That's
one
all I'm
rule.
going to say.
Yeah, so I was like, number one, I don't need this job. Dog.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm doing this to get an extra
Exactly.
change, bruh. This is not my career, so you
Yeah.
better treat me with some respect. I got a degree. You don't even got a degree, clown. I was just like, don't get me off.
Don't
Don't
get me
start
started.
'em.
Don't
Don't
get
get
them
'em
off.
started.
I'll break stuff, especially moving company. It's so easy to break.
Why would you be mean to your movers? I would literally just drop the box. I'd
Yeah.
be like, oops.
Whoops, bruh. I don't know. I'm
And they
gonna
know
say what I do.
movies don't get paid that much.
Yeah. Oh, we
They-
got paid like
yeah.
trash.
Really?
Yeah, especially for how much we got paid minimum wage for
For what they
moving in
do,
houses.
yeah.
And no tip. That was the worst part. Is like
No tip.
no tip. And I was like, okay, like it's
Tipping
your
is
job.
such a big thing. You gotta pay it forward. You gotta pay it
Yes.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can, that's my thing. Like, if you don't have it, it is what it is. Like, you want to like show your family a good time, like, and you like this is all you have, cool, whatever. If you like you need movers, you're an old person, like you don't have the money to tip, whatever. But if I see you got racks and you asking for all this, can you put the bed together? Can you put that box? Oh, actually, that box doesn't go over there. That goes over there. Like, bruh, you better tip me nice.
Yeah, like you're asking for
Yeah.
too much.
And you got it. That's my thing. Like, you have it.
Yeah.
I see this house, bruh. I know you got it.
My family don't even got it like that.
Shoot,
and
if
when
you-
we asked remodelers to
Yeah.
come in, they tipped them like $100.
Yeah.
And
or
it's just
even
because they're working so hard. Like,
offering
why
water.
would you want
Offer
to?
at least
Yeah.
water. At least
oh my
water.
god, that's
yeah.
my grandma's favorite job.
I
She's like, you want
know.
lemonade?
That's the worst
Yeah.
when you're because like we have waters in the car, but like to go all the way out to the truck, get the water, come back or drink it, and then come back. It makes it look like we're wasting time. So if you have water for us, not only do like we really appreciate it because it's in the house and it's like real
Fresh,
easy,
cold.
Yeah, it's cold,
Yeah.
easy. And then like some people, you'll be there from like I've done jobs where I'm there from like 7 a.m. to like 10 p.m. Just straight working, carrying boxes, and they don't offer nothing, no water. Some people buy us lunch and stuff, but like no water. I'm like, dog, you working us like slaves. Like the water I brought is gone, dog. This is a 14-hour day, bro. The water's been gone.
Yeah.
I feel like because we can all relate that we've done these jobs, so it's like when we get in these positions where we're actually doing these things in the real world, it's like, bro, I know what you're going through because this was us. We all started working young.
That's exactly how I feel.
I'm sure all of our parents raised us the same. Where if you want something in this world, you gotta work for it.
Yeah, ain't no one gonna hand it down to you.
You know, so
and you have to show the respect, because if the respect is not there, like I'm not gonna respect like anything else. Like your community's not gonna respect you if you're not respectful. And it's like at the end of the day, like at least us, like we're trying to be pillars for our community, you know, and obviously you guys are too. So you know, you have to really display that to other people, because you represent what you are. Like sadly in like this society, what you look like is what you represent. And honestly, like there's already so many negative stereotypes with like Latinas, and we're crazy and we're uneducated and all we do is bear babies. But it's like we're over here like trying to change that stigma. So we have to like hold ourselves there.
Doctors, everything.
I feel like the way you treat people is like the way that you're people around you or like people that look up to you is how they're going to treat people. I think that's like for everything. Like if you treat waiters like crap, your kids are going to grow up like these dudes are worthless. So let me treat them like crap. That's how racism is. Like, nobody's born racist. They see like, oh, my dad hates black people.
Me too.
That must be the way to go.
Yeah.
That's sad.
That's
sad. Yeah.
That's so sad. People need to change that.
Facts.
It's a shame, but I mean, being aware and in the know and knowing when to...
Yeah, and literally just talking about it. Like, the fact that we're all here, like, having this conversation is much more than a lot of people are doing. And, like, putting it out there, too, because people need to hear this so that they can talk about it. Even if they don't agree with our points, like, at least they're having the conversation. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I feel like everyone needs to have that conversation in life.
Yeah.
I feel like if you avoid the conversation, I feel like
that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah.
If you're uneducated on it, if you're uneducated on it and you're not willing to talk about it, that says something about you. You need to learn. If you're uneducated and you're like nervous to talk about it, that's part of the problem, because you're never going to learn about it, and the people you raise, people you're around are never going to learn about it. The people that you follow are like people that follow you are going to assume that you agree with them because you're not saying anything about it. So
accountability has to be there.
Yeah. So you got to say, like, even with like all this Black Lives Matter stuff.
Yeah, we just went through this.
Yeah, like if you're not saying anything, I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's showing everybody that follows you or looks up to you that, okay, he doesn't think that way, so I know I don't have to think that way, or like it's okay to think this way.
Or they're willing to put up with it.
Or they're willing to turn a blind eye, and that's the worst thing. Yeah. Because bystanders, like, they're bystanders for a reason, you know, like, they're held accountable for a reason. And that's a lot of people in this world. And a lot of people rather just close their curtains and close their eyes, because at the end of the day, it doesn't affect them. But
exactly.
I don't know. It's sad.
Yeah.
Switch that.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
Woke up real quick.
All right. All right.
Good morning.
Right. So, talking about a blind eye, let's get some stuff off our chest, you.
Oh, wow.
Because today we dealt with some lies.
Yes, we have.
Today at the beach, we dealt with some lies.
Yes, we
and I wasn't really sure how to deal with it at the point, but I think we need to discuss it on the pod.
Yes, it's
At
a
the
pod
beach?
talk. This is the.
Yeah.
This is the.
All right.
We heard some lies.
Oh, that's not it. We are gonna pod at this moment right now.
We're getting ready to
so
pod.
nervous.
Yeah, we are tired of this.
All right, man. So we heard some lies, and me and Dirty both knew it was not the truth.
It was not the truth.
So we talked about Sadie's prom. And these young ladies.
Yes.
Oh my
gosh. Yes.
We talked about Sadie's and how much pressure it is, because some girls will just come up to you, never had a conversation in your lives. Like, they'll just come up to you and ask you to Sadie's.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to go, clearly.
Wait, what's Sadie's? I don't think people.
Sadie's is where it's flipped, because that's the worst part. Now we're getting Sadie's is actually a dance where the girls have to ask the guys.
Yes.
When it should be equal in all times. Why can't women ask men to prom?
Okay.
Okay, but
but it's not the topic.
That's besides the point. So they said, man, how could you, because we were talking about our experiences and like, oh man, I never had a conversation with this girl in our life. I'm not really interested in having anything with her. And she asked me to Sadie's. I said, no, that makes me a bad person. And they said, I said, okay, so if an ugly guy came up to
What'd you say? Let them know what you said.
Yeah, what'd you say?
What'd you really say?
I said, no. I said, if somebody I'm not attracted to came up to and asked me to Sadie's, I would say no. That's what I said, right?
I think you did say that.
Yeah,
to
I
be
said that.
honest.
And then you guys said, this is where the lies come in.
Yes.
They said, oh, if an ugly guy asked me, I would say yeah, because
Yeah,
I would
you
want to
give
get
him
to
a
know
chance
them.
and get a
Give them a
chance.
chance to get to know them. And they're liars.
Cap.
They're liars.
Well,
Cap.
first of all, no one was asking me. Oh, wait, Sadie's. I wasn't asking no one to Sadie's because I did not have the courage to. But I feel like as a girl, if I were to, I feel like guys just immediately, they're able to clown us so easily.
Yeah.
You know
But
what
in high school, you cannot all your guy friends are like, she look like this anyway, or she do this, or I heard this. You know, it's like that for girls. It's more sensitive. It's more personal.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know if it's more personal, but I feel like I took it, or I mean, I wasn't rejected, but I would have taken that personally. You know, especially because girls. You have to admit more.
They'll hold it over each other's head.
Yeah,
a guy
and guys will too.
clown
honestly.
you, and then it's the next guy that's getting clowned on. It's the next guy.
Yeah, be like, you're with her. Shit. You know it's like that. So to be honest, come on.
It was a lot more pressure, and I feel like for the girl, it was like, is she bad or is she not bad? If she's not bad, bro, you know.
But
my God, yes.
Is she gonna put out? Or is she not? You know,
is she a good time? No, in high school, I feel like at least this is what I thought. When
our generation is so crazy like that.
I was honestly really, really scared. I was like trembling, but I already knew he was gonna say yeah. But I was trembling still. I was like, I've never asked a guy. I'm holding the sign, and the video is literally me like quaking the sign. Like you can't even read what it says. But honestly, yeah, like it was a really good experience. Like having like kind of that opportunity to do it because for homecoming and prom, I feel like both genders can do it, but I feel like it's more likely for a guy to do it.
And the guys are expected to do it.
Exactly. And the guys are expected to do it. And that's kind
hard.
of unfortunate.
It's
but like
hard.
that was our time to
imagine.
shine. You know, that was my time to do the calligraphy and stuff. Like bust out, you know? Because come on, guys, you know you have the girls help you. Like for homecoming proposal.
I didn't.
Oh yes, I definitely did a lot of homecoming.
No, that was
I
me.
did a
posters for my
bunch of
friend.
homecoming
Homecoming was
posters.
me.
I never did a
Really?
poster.
I did.
Oh,
I did a
actually, you know
bunch.
what? Yeah, I think my sister helped me out.
No, I never did a poster.
I did a poster. I did a poster and candles.
But they didn't answer the dirty. You notice they didn't answer the question.
Yeah, they didn't answer the question.
They didn't answer.
They
They
tried to avoid
straight
it.
up-
Yeah, tried to avoid it.
anyway,
Going around,
next
yeah.
Purely
question.
avoided it.
Yeah.
Purely avoided it. So, would you guys, if you guys
So-
weren't attracted to a guy, you never had a conversation with him, you guys saying yes?
Honestly, I think, to be completely honest, high school Isabel would have been ignorant and stuck up and probably not given a chance. I'd been like, no, I'm too embarrassed. But I think now as I've gotten older, clearly I've realized that the people that get all the attention ain't the ones with the best values. So yeah, I definitely think now as I'm older, like I don't pay attention to looks because like I said earlier, like
Shout out to the sleepers.
I just don't.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry,
you know
I
what?
just don't believe it.
Wait,
It's hard for me to believe.
can I
and
tap
maybe
in?
it's hard to believe though because go
Bring it
go
up.
ahead,
Oh, yeah.
get it, girl.
No, it's because high school me, I'm the opposite. I feel like in high school, I was really sweet. I was
You're
really
so sweet. What
thank
you
you.
mean?
I just feel
The
like
height?
I don't think
Thank you.
No, genuinely.
No, I don't feel like I could have said no. I feel like I would have felt bad. Like
See, I
would
don't
have
want that. Felt bad?
Yeah,
Imagine,
But no,
I'm
but
go- I'm
that's
gonna-
like me being honest and like raw. Like I would have felt bad. Like I don't want you to be embarrassed, especially if you ask me in
Yeah.
front of people. Like no, I would never want to embarrass someone else for putting themselves out there, and like taking the action. Like that already shows me, like, damn, you're bold. Like I don't even know you like that, and you're doing that,
Yeah.
And like I don't know, I feel like that
Preach.
shows a lot. At least that was my mentality in high school because to be honest, I never really cared about like all of that popularity stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just playing sports.
Mm.
Yeah.
When
so,
I was
I don't
young.
know.
Hopefully,
But
we'll trademark.
Now
Hopefully we'll
me,
get
I don't know
trademark.
about all that.
See?
No, yeah, I think you just gotta really feel for the person and see if they're on that same vibe as you. And
Yeah.
if someone's not messing with you because of how you look, why would you want to be with that person? Like
Yeah.
you gotta
know,
go
yeah.
through.
But we kind of talked on the pod, like, okay, so this kind of leads to another question. Look,
Yeah.
So we kind of talked on the podcast last week, likes or personality, which is kind of a hard question to like just purely answer, But I feel like it kind of leads into it. Can you be in a relationship with somebody that you're not attracted to?
I could not. I definitely could not.
I can't.
Because I have to, like, I told Dirty. We literally had this conversation when we woke up in the morning, of course. That I feel like I have to be physically attracted to you because I want to be able to hype you up and mean it. Like, if I'm faking that, then I'm faking, like, part of our relationship, you know? And it's like, if I'm forcing myself to be into you, there's something wrong there. Like, we can be friends. We can be great friends. But no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It's your friendship.
Okay, but would you want me to be in a relationship with you and fake
no,
it?
sure not.
No, right?
Just deny me and never talk to me again.
Just block me, dog.
Deny me and never talk to me again.
Oh gosh.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, guys feel that way, and I feel like that's why girls aren't allowed to kind of say no to guys, and that's really bad in my opinion. Like, a guy will approach a girl in a club, and a girl will diss him, or not diss him, but just say no, like, respectfully, and he'll be like, oh, like, sorry. He'll be like, oh, like, you ain't anything anyways. Like, he gets his feelings hurt. Yeah, but
But
it's
that's like
why?
when you go to a club to try to find a guy, it's probably not the best place.
Oh,
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying.
The
Like,
library.
your reaction right now, like, oh, just
Yeah, you know
block
the
me.
vibes.
Like, why? So you're saying, like, you only want to
Yeah.
be friends with girls, like, or you only want to date girls, like, you don't have any girlfriends.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But that's basically
No,
what you're saying.
no.
Because
Oh.
what if we were really cool and that happened?
Okay.
Oh, yo.
He got you.
Oh.
He got you.
No.
He got
Dang.
you.
Oh.
No.
I just never.
No. Because I can have
Get it off.
I can have friends that are girls that I want no type of relationship to do with.
I know, but that's not the scenario that you said.
But how long have we been friends though? Because if I just met you, I don't need your friendship.
No, what you're saying like it's someone that you're into, right? Saying like it's someone that
No, so the
is
question-
putting themselves out there type thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if a girl disses you, you're gonna be like, I don't want to talk to you ever again.
Well, it depends. Like, if
Like-
are we at like where do I know you? Like, know you?
I think it
'Cause
depends
then,
how
yeah.
it starts. I think
Yeah.
if you meet someone off the spot that you're not into,
Yeah.
the likelihood of it moving forward,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
there. But if you're friends with
Yeah,
someone,
if I've been friends with you
Yeah,
forever,
no,
and
you
exactly.
can totally
Exactly.
fall
No, I
in
can be
love
friends
with
with you,
someone's vibe, someone's
yeah.
Yeah.
spirit, presence, and that
Yeah.
can totally make you attracted to them.
Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
what I
No,
mean?
that's no
It's
cap.
not,
That's what I was saying.
exactly.
It's not about looks.
That's why I was going with personality a little bit at the time.
Yeah.
It's about
I
personality.
was going for
At the time.
personality at the time. Yes. At the
I just-
time.
yeah.
Speak your truth, 30.
Yeah. Because
gets passionate.
because someone's personality can make up for looks. I mean,
Definitely.
it makes you such a cooler person, and
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Why would you want to be
Yeah.
around someone who looks good that can make you laugh when you can be around someone who
Yeah.
like
Has
makes
a
you get an
bomb
ab
personality.
workout? You know,
Yeah.
I work out.
It's like you look good, but I'm sitting down at the dinner table like,
you can't even bring up
bro, we eating carrots, dog.
exactly.
Carrots and
Good, but
celery.
I asked you so many times to go on a run with me, and you're like, nah, I'm not a runner. I was like,
tell me when you lifting though.
Hey, my knee still hurt.
But
Oh.
No, I feel like it's definitely a mixture. I feel like if it starts with just personality and you can begin to like be attracted to them, that's chilling. But if it starts looks and then you can begin to fall in love with their personality, that's another way. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
just one way.
No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah, but overall you have to be attracted to them some type of way, whether it's developed or whether it's already there. Because you can't. I personally I couldn't do it with somebody I just do not. And I'm not attracted to at all. And
Yeah.
even with friendship
Yeah.
or with like relationship as we go
Yeah.
on, I'm still not attracted to you. I couldn't do it.
yeah, like maybe eventually, like something with like I don't know, switch. I'm thinking more in terms of movies, you know, like when the
Yeah.
girl realizes, like,
takes
oh,
off her
it's been that
glasses.
guy.
Yeah.
She can finally see again. I don't know, and the guy's like, oh my god, like she's so fine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't know.
She's been the one the whole time.
Yeah, wow. All she needed to do was take down her ponytail and take her glasses off. No way.
Yeah.
Every Lifetime movie.
Ah, that's
I
funny.
love Lifetime.
That's funny.
All right. I got another question.
Whew.
So last week on the pod, me and Dirty kind of started off. We talked about how Dirty gets a lot of girls. And
Oh my
how-
gosh, I don't have a lot of girls.
Hold on. We
False
talked about,
narrative.
hold on. We talked about how Dirty gets a lot of girls and girls were sliding in his DMs talking about how he's handsome. And we were talking about like, man, that's like the best compliment ever. Like as a guy. Because, you know, I feel like personally, I don't like want to be called cute or like anything like that. Like handsome is like the best compliment. So we were curious. This is what I was going to ask you guys at the beach. But I was like, no, let me wait. What's the girl's version of like handsome? Like, so like we have like, that's the like the best one that's not like, oh, she's just bored. Can't hit me up. But like handsome is like, you thought about that.
Yeah, you gotta let that marinate. It's a marinated word.
You've been waiting to say that. So what's the girls' version of like handsome? What do you guys think?
I feel like appearance-wise, it would be beautiful for me.
Yeah,
Beautiful?
gorgeous.
Yeah,
Gorgeous?
yeah, like you're
Gorgeous.
stunning, something like that, something like
If
I've
I hear,
never,
like-
yeah,
To me, like for a man to look at me and just be like, "Girl, you're breathtaking." You know what I mean?
Breathtaking?
Yeah.
Like to not
Okay.
even to.
I don't
just-
think I've ever been called breathtaking. I've
Breathtaking?
always been called like you're so
waiting.
pretty. Like thank you.
Yeah.
My grandma says that.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's just like to not even look at me like as a sexual object, but to just look at me and to just know me, my personality and everything,
Yeah.
and just like that is
Yeah.
of the biggest compliment is me as a person, not my
Yeah.
outside, but my intelligence. My
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If we're not
No.
talking physically, honestly, people have been hitting me up saying like, "Congratulations! Like I know you worked so hard to get that degree." And honestly, like when people respect my hustle and when they see how far I've come, I feel like that means so much more to me than someone saying, "Oh, you're bad." You know what I mean?
You're
Because
bad.
they know
Yeah.
I worked so hard for that. Like college is no joke, and like doing it on your own, paying it on your own, working 3 jobs, like, and you know, like getting good grades, honors, like all
Get it
that
off.
stuff, like,
No.
yeah,
Get
no,
it off.
honestly,
Get it off. Get it off. Get it
no,
off.
and there's so many kids like this or adults now, you know, that I met at SJSU, San Jose State University.
To clarify.
Yeah, to clarify, you know, that really put themselves through it. Like Izzy, Janelle, Layla, Krusty,
Shout
like
'em out.
so
Shout 'em
many,
out. Shout 'em
Lolo,
out.
Hilda. Honestly,
Yes.
all of my friends come from such like hardworking backgrounds that I feel like this is such a success story for all of us. And we're all, honestly, all my friends are minorities. So, and we like embrace that and we embody that, you know what I mean? So I feel like somebody telling me like, oh, I see what you're doing and I respect it. Like that's the best compliment I can get. Yeah.
There's so many beautiful women in the world, but how many women are there making an impact, making a change, advocating,
Yeah.
bringing awareness to certain things that maybe
Exactly.
aren't your personal circumstances or situations, but you acknowledging that and showing respect and tribute to that. I think that's the biggest compliment that I can get is someone just, you know,
Acknowledging
Acknowledging
that.
your
not
work.
just the outside, but yeah, everything else. I think that
like
it's-
what you're working for.
women are constantly always just idolized as a nice object to have on a guy's arm.
A trophy, literally.
trophy.
Women are idealized as trophies. Like they want that hourglass figure. They want them to look stunning all the time. But it's like honestly, sometimes I'm gonna wake up beat it because I hit the gym, I hit the books,
Yeah.
and I woke up for my 7 a.m. and I'm still here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I hope I still look beautiful after doing all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
After June.
After doing all of that stuff, it's like I want a man who's gonna be like, damn, and she's still going. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
and she still
Yes.
look good doing it. Yeah.
Who's gonna see every high and low that took me to get to where I am, you know? And I don't know. I think
Exactly.
that is something that you can never lose sight of and not forget. And I don't know. That's, I think, a good way to get a girl's attention is to really see what she is about. And
Yeah.
not just, oh, she's slim thick.
Yeah, because
she got
anyone can
hazel
say that.
eyes.
Literally, anyone can be like, "Oh, she got some nice."
If you want to
ass,"
be
like,
different, that's how you be different and get a girl's attention.
Yeah, if you want to stand out and you want to impress a girl, at least like girls like us, I feel like I
Take
don't
some
know about
notes.
other
Yeah,
girls.
take some notes, people.
Yeah, but I feel like yeah,
Consistency,
that's the best way,
consistency.
especially like
Communication.
yeah, yeah. Like I want you to respect me like from the jump. Like don't start off bad because if you start off bad, I don't
Yeah.
even want to start.
I feel like if you're just honest from the start, like if you're gonna pursue someone and compliment them, you gotta know what your agenda is. Are you gonna pursue this girl? Are you sliding in? And same for girls too. Are you sliding
Yeah.
in this person's DMs? Are you shooting your shot? For what reason? What are your intentions? Are you here?
Ooh.
Because I asked you guys, okay, guys. So I asked them earlier a question. This is my podcast now.
Hey, reverse,
she took
reverse.
over. Anyways,
So-
we back.
I asked them, do you believe is
What's wrong with you?
right person, wrong time? And we started to talk
Yes.
about how
Yes.
everyone is in your life for a certain reason.
Facts.
So maybe someone shoots a shot for the intention of, I got over a breakup or, you know, and I just need some tender love and affection, or I
Tender
genuinely want to get to know someone and build a relationship. So I think as soon as you start that conversation, it's like, people are so scared of like, no, it's too soon. Don't commit you don't got to say your feelings, but you should, I think it's fair game to at least be honest with someone. Like, I don't want a relationship right now, but maybe in the future, let's see where it goes. Or like
Okay.
right now, I'm just trying to like have fun. It's summer, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean. People
Yeah.
get so caught up in
So
like.
do you think that should be told, or you think that should be asked?
Ooh.
I think if the conversation just leads to it, if you're opening
Yeah.
up and like what you've been through and what you're going through right now, your mental state right now, you know, because to me, I want to know what the person's going through that I'm talking to. Are you trying to get a job promotion? Are you trying to get into a company or I don't know, some type of where you have to be athletic or study, so I can respect your space, respect your hustle, so I can motivate you. If you're, you know what I mean? Like some people just get so caught up, and I'm like, dude, just get to know the person. You know, like their I don't know. I think it's
I think
it's
family's
just such
key.
family
Family is
for
key.
sure.
Family
you
is
know,
everything.
they're dynamic. What if they have like no sense of support within their family? You could be that one person that's really their
Yes.
motivation,
Yes.
their scapegoat.
Also,
and I
you
don't
got to be
know,
ready if that is
to
the case.
handle it.
If that is the
Yes.
case, but you're not built for that.
I was
level.
just gonna
Yes.
say that. I was like, I am definitely no one's leaning shoulder right now.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
feel like right now I'm in that mindset where I'm selfish for myself. Like I'm
And
trying to do this, and I feel like from the jump, like if I feel you being clingy like that,
Yes.
it's just not me. And I feel like I would let you know that because I already know that, like, you know, you're that type of individual to want more from me. And I don't think I'll ever be like that because, to be honest, like,
You need
we
boundaries.
have to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. And I
Yeah.
feel like I have always standing on my own 2 feet. And the person that I'm with has to be like that, because
Yeah.
if I have to be with you 24/7, like, you're not my baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, please be
baby.
able to do you. Like, I don't want to hang out with my significant other 24/7. Like, I don't. I want to see
need
you
that
here and there.
independence.
Yeah, and obviously, like, if they're feeling sad, I want to be there for them. But 24/7, like, you need to deal with your sadness
Yeah.
before you can deal with me too. You know,
I seen one thing from Will Smith, even though this is kind of
sensitive times.
Ooh.
Entanglements.
yeah, and the pressure of it all. But he said he was like, I shouldn't have to make you happy. You should be happy on your
On your
own.
own,
And I
yeah.
should be happy on my own.
Exactly.
And when we're together, we should share our happiness.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have
Exactly.
to
I remember
make
you
you
saying
that.
Exactly. That's like anything, like wealth, especially, because I feel like money. I saw. It was like a very, very brief commercial on TV. I don't know what it was about, like insurance, Geico, something like that. And they were talking about money and how money led to, it was like a short clip, but like a series of pictures that showed how a couple ended up getting divorced because of money issues. And one of the main issues was that they were feeling like the other one owed them something because they were supportive of like them during that time. Like they were owed that money, you know what I mean? And I feel like that to me says a lot about an individual as a whole, you know what I mean? Like, if you're banking on my success, that is not an individual that I feel like is in the healthy mindset to be with somebody, like, at least at my level, to where, like, I want us to both be shining together. Like, you shine and I want to see you shine. I want you to see me shine, and then when we come together, like, we're gonna shine together and we're gonna show the whole world, baby. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of how I feel on that topic.
Get it off.
Get it off,
Thank
man.
you. Thank
Dirty,
you.
you was about to get some off.
I know, Dirty. I felt that passion
I
popping out.
forgot now. I forgot.
It's like that, to be honest.
I thought he was about to punch me in the chin.
Dude, I was, and I just forgot. I was like,
But it's so true. I think nowadays people idolize these toxic relationships where
Ooh.
it's not cute.
It's not. It's
you
not.
We were
should-
just talking about this.
It's
You
not.
should
That's
not
crazy.
ever feel like you got to go through your significant other's phone. Like,
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
no.
If you feel like
Honestly-
you got to be searching for something,
Yeah.
where's the confidence? Where is that
I
trust?
think-
Yes.
That respect? As soon as I
Yeah.
feel like I'm not going to go searching for something, if you're doing something on your own side, I might be completely oblivious, but that's on you. That's your dirty
Yeah.
conscience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
That
and
comes
like,
from insecurities, though?
definitely, I think that's one thing that like I've
Insecurities, yeah.
definitely tried to work on is like I don't want to get into a relationship if I know mentally, emotionally I'm not ready. Like you said, happiness. No one's responsible for your happiness.
No,
You're responsible for your
yeah.
own happiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm happy with what I'm at. And you know, before I
Yes.
selfishly would have gotten into a relationship for the sake of being
Yes.
alone
be
and,
alone,
and
yeah.
wanting to fill that space. But it's like now I know when I do meet someone that I do want to spend time with, it's like I'm ready to give my all. I'm ready to show
Yeah.
support. I'm ready to build
Yeah.
someone up.
Yeah.
You know, not build them from the bottom up, but
Yeah, no.
you know, so support them
Yeah.
and help
Yeah.
uplift them and remind them
Yeah.
of their worth. But definitely, I think nowadays people just idolize the the control. And I think something beautiful that Lauren London said about Nipsey Hussle when he passed away, man rest in peace.
R.I.P.
But how she said you're meant to experience people and not possess them.
Yeah.
And
Ooh,
it's so true.
That's a gem.
No,
Like,
that's super
It's a
true
gem.
because I feel like once you start possessing people, that's when you start losing like yourself and who they are, because now you want them to be a version of who you think they should be.
Yeah.
And they're already their own person.
Yeah.
You know, like you're going to start to change them. Oh my God. Lately, okay, don't drag me, but I be watching TikToks. And to be honest, I've seen a lot of these videos where girls post pictures of like what their man or boy, whatever they are. No, look like before they started dating them. But I feel like they're kind of dragging like their style. Yeah. And they're like before, and they show pictures, and it's like a music that's not so pleasant. And then after a couple seconds, they start posting like current pictures, like now that he's with me. And obviously the pictures are like, honestly, the pictures are better, but it's because she's showing, you know, like that side of him, you know, and she's acting like it's all her and like I built this. Yeah. And it's like, that's so sad. Like you're going to say that like you changed your man because you didn't like who he was before, then why were you with him? Clearly you just wanted somebody to change. You know what I mean?
Like one day he's like, you know, I'm not dressing like this no more. What's gonna happen?
Yeah. Like when you can't control him anymore, when he can't be your puppet, then what? You know? So I don't know. I feel like that also says a lot about like the person that you're with. If especially like if they post something like that, me personally I'd be like, why are you doing this to me? You know? People are gonna think that, you know, like you own me because essentially they do, you know?
Yeah, it's insane
crazy.
to see how relationships are in 2020
2020,
now.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I wonder how
This new era.
How it'll be when we all have kids
Yeah.
in the future,
Oh, it's gonna
man.
be so weird.
It's gonna be crazy. Like
Oh my
just knowing if my
gosh.
kids ever went through like a toxic relationship, like
Oh, yeah.
how toxic it is today.
Oh my
Oh
God.
God.
But you know, I hope to have that not platform, but that communicate that safe space
Yeah.
with my child.
There we go.
Because
Yeah.
my parents were crazy strict growing up. My curfew was 9:00, and I'm like, people aren't even at the party yet. What do you mean 9:00?
Yeah.
So I feel like it'll just be interesting to see how, you know, you do it now with technology nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, people, I remember lying, like, oh, I'm sleeping over at my friend's house, and them saying they're sleeping over at my house, and we are just out doing hood rat stuff the
Yeah.
whole night, you know?
I remember
So-
doing that all the time. And honestly, I used to hate that feeling. I used to hate that feeling of like,
Having to lie.
yeah, because one, I'm a terrible liar. And two, I just feel like Mexican families, like, they know. And especially, I don't know if it's like a San Ysidro, Chula Vista, San Diego, like SoCal thing, but I swear my family knows everyone. Like when I would try to ditch in high school, I would see someone and then they tell my grandpa would be like, so where were you at
Oh
7
my
o'clock in the morning
gosh.
after I dropped you off at school? I was like,
Ooh.
Panera, I'm sorry. It was nothing serious, but like, you know, I was doing that. And he's like, I caught you, you know, like, don't be doing that.
Especially with TJ so close, man. As soon as I turned 18,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I was like, yeah, Mom, spending the night at my friend's house when I'm over there. in
Yeah.
TJ.
Alebrije, throwing it
Alebrije,
back.
hey. Can you all dress up and everything?
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
that's a vibe.
Oh my gosh.
You know what's so funny? I know this is so off topic, but or from your questions, I mean, but my friends in San Jose all say TJ, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Trader Joe's."
Oh,
I'm
God.
like Trader Joe's.
Wow.
Everyone knows here what TJ
What
is.
TJ is, and I'm like, no, TJ as in Mexico. They're like, what? I'm like Tijuana, and they're like,
Tijuana?
oh, Tijuana. I'm like,
Oh God.
Oh my
No.
God.
help,
Wow.
help.
There's no way on this planet that people think TJ stands for Trader Joe's.
No,
There's no
I
way.
promise.
Oh,
I
no.
promise
I
you
believe
on
it.
everything. Literally, Janelle, Krusty,
Oh my
especially
God.
Brandon because he works there. They all call Trader Joe's TJ's. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to TJ's, or they call 7-Eleven Sevo. I'm just like, what?
goes on up
This
there?
crazy.
Sevo.
Yeah, Sevo.
goes
They're like,
on
oh yeah,
up
we're gonna go to
there?
Sevo. Not gonna lie, I say that now.
Sevo? I
Yeah,
ain't
I
never
said
heard of
it.
that.
That's
Yeah.
Where's that even come from? What Sevo? What?
7-Eleven.
Sevo 7-Eleven.
Evo?
What you
Oh.
mean? Steve-O?
I guess. I'm
Thinking too hard.
thinking
Yeah.
too much. I don't know. I
You hurt
don't know
yourself.
about that.
That's so weird. I don't know what I would be like. Hey, you trying to go to TJ's? I'm like,
You get dressed up. You go to
Yeah.
Trader
Yeah.
Joe's.
ready?
You gonna go teacher? Nah, bro. If we would have said that right here, oh no.
yeah.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what?
You should do a social experiment like that. Like, put the
Yeah.
camera in your car and do
So
it.
you trying to head over to TJ's? They're like, no, bro. It's
Yeah.
midday.
What's wrong with
What's
you?
open right now?
Like, bro, we need groceries. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna start tripping.
Yeah, no, that's literally what I was like. I was like, what do you mean you don't know what it is? And they're like, TJ, yeah, Trader Joe's. No,
Absolutely
no.
not.
Yeah, and I think it's so crazy how close San Diego is to TJ or to Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I never realized until again I moved that people really do think that's crazy. But I feel like because I grew up here, I never really realized, you know, that like that's
how
there.
close it is.
You know what? We actually went to Little Italy earlier, and we had actually a cool experience. Well, you know, I don't know if I would call it cool, but I think it was
interesting.
eye-opening.
It was interesting.
It was definitely eye-opening.
Yeah.
And a sad reality because we were getting our food to go, and I grabbed it, and it was super hot. And, you know, me being Mexican, I'm like, I wait, it's freaking hot. And as soon as I said, I wait, a guy looks up, and he looks at me, and I'm like, what's up, man? And he's like, you know, it's cool to hear someone speak the same lingo that you do. You know what I mean? Little Italy, you never hear people saying I weigh. So that type of acknowledgement is just like such a reality about 15 miles away from here. And they don't see a bunch of brown people. You know, we're literally walking. I'm like, Gotti, we're the only white people walking through here. You know that?
No, it was like crazy, dude. It was literally, especially, I was telling her, and Dirty knows too, like in San Jose, no one is out there eating like in Little Italy. Like San Jose, I feel like is so taking coronavirus super seriously, as everyone should. Little Italy, I saw so many heads, so many chicken heads. I was like, we're just trying to pick up our food. The street is closed. Like, it was crazy. And like walking through that, I felt like there was eyes like on us,
staring at us.
I don't know if it's because we're girls and like we look good, because low-key we did look good, but at the same time, like I can't help but feel like people are judging me because they feel like, oh, she's a little Mexican girl, like what's she doing here? Like, I don't know. And honestly, like when we sat down, there was this lady next to us, and I felt like she was eyeing us for a while, but then she wasn't. She was just eyeing this other lady. But like that's what I internalized it as. And like I feel like that's so sad that like that was the first thing I thought of, you know, like, oh, she's looking at me. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. My hands are right here. Like I'm just chilling. Like I'm waiting for my food, you know? And sometimes I feel like people hear me talk, and I feel like I'm never gonna try to be like I'm someone I'm not. Yeah, you know? Like why am I gonna change who I am to make you feel comfortable? Like I'm not doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? And it's like, if anything, I probably have a better education than you do. So I don't know what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, like I really do feel like some people feel like they're better than me,
entitled to the space because of where it's at.
Exactly. And it's like, I'm sorry, do you own Little Italy? Is your name Little Italy?
Gentrification is real.
Yeah, all the time. And you know what's crazy? I was reading some stuff about Barrio Logan too, and it really like opened my eyes to all the cultural like insignificant like stuff that I didn't, or all of the things that I thought were insignificant growing up in high school, like Barrio Logan. I never internalized like all that history and all of like the suffrage that happened there. Because I feel like growing up in Eastlake, everyone's like, ooh, Barrio Logan's ghetto. Or, oh, like all the ghetto people live there. And so I kind of felt like I grew up with that stigma. And now growing up and going there, I'm like, what do you mean? Like there's so much culture here. Like, the diversity is beautiful.
Chicano Park
and it's
all
crazy. Like people really do, like you were saying, like people aren't taught to be racist. People are literally learn. They learn by watching, like, you know what I mean? Like your parents, like your teachers, like hearing adults speak around you, having that conversation really does like flip a switch in a child's brain. And honestly, growing up, I really did, like, especially like living in San Diego, I never realized how much like the lack of culture like suffered here, and like how much like racism there was here. And now coming back, I'm like, I hate it here. I hate that like I'm the only one that looks like this. Like, you know what I mean? And like I don't want anybody to feel like that. So like that's also why we're doing what we're doing, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like as your like education goes up, you start to like realize more and more. And that's when you start to kind of like, you get angry more at like things that maybe you wouldn't even have noticed before.
Definitely.
That was
100%.
especially coming home during like the Black Lives Matter protests and stuff. You're like, dude, how are you guys not pissed off?
Talk about it. Talk about that.
Why is no one having this conversation?
Especially because like, and then you start to think like, especially you will see like black people that have like, they don't care. I'm like, dude, how are you not mad? But then that's when I really started thinking, I'm like, dude, it's because like the education of these people that aren't pissed off, they don't get it. They don't
know how far up the ladder it really goes.
How rooted it's been in history, like how far it goes. And it's so sad because, to be honest, like I don't even know how far our like history goes, like, you know, like Latina culture, like Mexican culture, and like that breaks my heart because as I start to learn more and more things, I'm like, wow, I really took like X, Y, and Z for granted.
Exactly.
You know?
Start
Because
appreciating more.
yeah, because people back then, like who are in my community, like they never got the opportunities that I have now, which makes me feel like I need to be doing more because
Yes.
I have
Exactly.
all of these like good advantages on my side. I know all these people, I network, I know what I'm doing, you know, and it's like I want to be able to set that foundation for girls, you know, like who come up next to me, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Because like
yeah.
I'm not trying to leave them, like come up with me, sis.
Exactly,
Like I want to
yeah.
help you, you know?
That's what we were just talking about,
Yeah.
how during final time, like you are so stressed out and overwhelmed with everything on your plate. And then it's like, but take a moment to sit back and think about how privileged you are to feel that stress, because there are so many kids on the other side of this border,
Yes.
10 miles from us, on the other side of this ocean, on the, you know, other countries in this world who are dying to be in our
Just to
seats,
be over here.
just
yeah.
to get an education. And I think
Yes.
it's super empowering to be aware of that and not only use education as our empowerment tool, but to take these fucking jobs. I'm sorry, I hate to say
Yeah.
that, but you know
No,
what?
yeah.
Like, we're gonna move up in the place, and we're gonna be those people that are doing the interviews and opening those doors to people below us to get to
Exactly.
these positions. And I think that's something super empowering, is to know that with the perseverance and keep being committed to your education and growing and expanding, like one day you're gonna be in that CEO position
Yeah.
where you're calling the shots and you're your own boss, and
Yeah, and you're able to make that difference, make that change in a system that you saw that was corrupt.
bring a lot more colors into the
There we go.
workforce.
I think
Yeah.
even like without getting into like jobs or anything, even like just pure like small educational things is like so important. Like the fact that my last name is Washington, his last name is Anthony, that has nothing to do with any of our family members.
No.
That's like if you worked at Walmart, your last name's Walmart because that's where you worked. Like small things like that like uneducated people see as nothing.
Yeah.
It's like we don't even have our own identity in the nation because we were given last names and we carry this now forever.
Yeah.
And it's just small things like that like a lot of people that didn't go to college or didn't even pay attention that much in high school, which even if you did pay attention, they don't really teach you this type of stuff.
Yeah, they really don't.
They don't
So
tell you how they
you walk
brought
around you walk around thinking America is the
textbook
yeah.
reality,
Yes,
but there's
yeah.
so
Yeah.
much in there that is
Or
left
like just
out.
pure patriotism is like the perfect way to go.
Oh my god.
When that's what they teach you, but you never learn that like, man, this is not this is not the history that there's two sides of history always.
Yeah.
And the stuff that we're learning is from people that don't think they were wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's from
Yes.
people who honestly aren't my people.
They're
They're
not
not
us.
your
No,
people
they're not
either.
us, no.
So
It's not mine.
how
No,
is
yeah.
this my history? If anything, you messed up my history, and now I'll
Yes.
never. I mean, yes, I'll know now that I'm older and I'm able to look for like those scholarly sources and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Now that I know what that is, because in high school I was like, who is this Benjamin Franklin? Who is
So
he?
let me
Why
memorize
he
this
look
name
like
real
that?
quick. All right,
Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
next.
exactly.
Forgot.
And
Yeah.
honestly, like it was gone. It was gone
Yeah,
immediately
yeah.
after.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's so unfortunate because history is what our land is founded on. Big quotations around that. Because honestly, like it's really sad that they teach kids who honestly look nothing alike. And why wouldn't you teach them like their own individual cultures? Like why wouldn't you teach
Exactly.
them like this is everything that has ever happened? Why? Because it would be too long, and they don't want people to rebel, and they don't want people to
Yeah.
ask questions,
They
uncomfortable
don't.
questions. And that's so sad because small-minded people will think that culture is perfect, like there's no flaw in that system, in that history, and that's horrible to like even imagine that somebody would think that that's like the reality of this world.
And you learn like science of the cell, but you don't learn science that everybody's created equal. The only reason you look different is because of the amount of sun you get or the amount
and
of
the
heat.
food
that
and
you
what
get.
you eat.
Why don't we
Yeah.
learn? Why don't we learn that in high school so people learn like, hey man, you're made the same as me. We just grew our family members or our ancestors
Different parts
grew
of
up
the
in different
world.
parts of the world. That's why we look
Yeah.
different. But we learn about how to make the periodic table
period.
or how, like, bro, that's not gonna help. Like, you know,
I
what I'm
haven't
saying?
used the
Yeah.
quadratic formula yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's important if you work in a certain job, but like we need general information to like learn about like
Preach,
why
son.
everyday made the
Preach.
same. If I want to be a
Yeah.
chemist, then okay,
Then
I'll
I'll learn
learn
it,
chemist
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Give me some stuff that's gonna teach me about that everybody's the same or how to live a life that's good. Instead of
Yeah.
just teaching me
Exactly.
about history that don't matter, teaching
Yeah.
about science that is not teaching me anything, it's just giving me things to remember. Like English and math are the only things that are kind of important.
Need, yeah.
And if you go too far in math, you wasted time again.
That's true. Yeah, you don't even use all the full math.
Yeah, I haven't used calculus
finite
yet.
math, geometry.
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Stevens.
Shoot.
Finite math.
Oh my gosh.
No, honestly, I agree and disagree at the same time because I feel like science, maybe it's just because I'm a really big science head, majored in that, but I feel like science is very critical because science challenges you to think outside of the box, like challenges you, you know, to like make these like chemical experiments or like challenges you to think like, oh, this is oxygen, you breathe this, and this is how it affects you and your body and your lungs, and like that's what it all comes down to. And I feel like science is like revolving around like yourself, and your health is your greatest wealth, and I will preach that until the day I die.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I feel like health and science, like honestly, I feel like I didn't learn that much in high school and in middle school. I felt like I just like I needed to learn like the formulas really quick and then pass the test and that was it. And now looking back, I missed out on so many things that I wish like I actually took the time.
Yeah, we were just talking about that one time.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's the same thing for history. You know, like we all bleed the same color, but no one ever taught us that. Everyone always taught us like this happened and then this happened and like they were enslaved and now they're not enslaved because we freed them. And then like we took over Mexico and then like now they're here and now Native Americans aren't here anymore because we did this. But they never explain why, and they never explain like how far it went, and they never get somebody else's perspective. It's only this perspective.
They leave out the brutal truth.
Yeah, and you know why? And it's,
like they go
it's horrible.
Yeah, they go so into depth on small things that aren't needed. Like you said, like the science stuff that you were talking about, it does need, or I think it's important to be taught because then people that may have not known they were interested in science. Maybe they can be like, oh, I actually like science. Maybe I'll go into that when I go to college or whatever. But there's also things that, like, if you don't go so in depth on some things, you can learn about other things that can be introduced at an age where you're not going to remember the formulas, but you're going to remember, okay, like just big things like, oh, everybody's made the same. Like biologically, everybody's made the same. Like, you're going to remember that. And that's not a formula. It's not something hard that's to remember. So it's something simple.
And if you grow up with that, you know, like, you lead that life that you learn. You know what I mean? Sorry. I feel like I'm just so annoyed.
Because I don't want to interrupt anyone either because I can feel the passion. But I was going to say, the only like sad part, the reality is, I think it's sad that there's so many things that you want to see in the school systems, but it's like, where's the funding? And I think that's one thing
and they're quick to defund the education.
For real. And I think that's so sad is like, we're the future. These children are the future. Where's the investment into that? Into all of these different, you know, different programs for sports and, you know, we're funding the police all these thousands and millions.
And we just raised the funding for police in San Diego.
Meanwhile, Sweetwater Union High School District doesn't even have buses
to take any students to the schools.
I know students who have to walk 7 miles to go up San Ysidro High School. Have you seen that hill? That hill is treacherous. It's crazy, especially when it's hot and there's rattlesnakes there. Like, you're gonna really put a child's life at risk. Some of like my friends' brothers don't even go now. And they're literally leading them into that life of, you know, like drugs, drinking, like, you know, like not really doing anything because like in that community where they live past the trolley tracks in San Ysidro. And everybody knows once you live past there, like if you're not going to school, you're going to fall into something and you're never going to be able to dig yourself out of that hole. And it's so sad that like these kids are literally being left behind. Literally, like there's no bus, there's no one coming for them. No one cares enough. And that's horrible because children are our future. And people who don't understand that need to get it together because at the end of the day, if children aren't educated, what's gonna, you know, like who's gonna preserve our future? Who's gonna make sure that it keeps excelling? Like no one. Because we're gonna die eventually.
Geographical segregation and racism is a real thing. They try to get you in the corners of the areas of their cities to keep you out.
I seen something that said this one guy robbed a bank because he didn't get his stimulus check.
What?
So, but like, okay, robbing a bank's extreme. Yeah. But what do you think people that never got a stimulus check or people that grow up with no money, that's what they were saying. Like, it basically, like, having no money breeds crime. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. He had no money. He didn't get a stimulus check. Yeah. Or a loan or whatever. So he had to go and get money however he could. Yeah. So it breeds, like, that type of stuff breeds violence or breeds crime, which is going back to what you said, like,
eat the rich.
These kids are not getting an education. These kids are being or have to walk 7 miles to get to school. What if they don't want to go to school? Like, I'm not walking. I'm not going today. So they get a bad job and they're like, all right, let me do something that all people around me are getting paid from that might not be legal or might not be the best for me,
Mm-hmm.
or I could just go and get the money myself.
Mm-hmm. I think it's so crazy that the world is. I mean, it's not crazy. It's everyone judges people's situations and decisions, but it's like, are you in their shoes though?
Yeah.
Have you really been in their shoes where it's like, what do you do? You know?
Yeah.
And it's so easy to talk the talk too, but like
Yes.
they could never walk the walk. They could literally never walk that 7 miles up San Ysidro High School. And I see students too. I've seen them walk there, and my grandpa will offer them rides. And I know it's a little creepy, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I know, like
I think that's the
went
worst
there,
thing.
like you know, like
To be helpless, to see your community helpless is the
Yeah.
worst.
I think
Yeah.
the worst thing is like these, like the creepers that like mess it up for everybody. 'Cause,
Yes.
like, I'll see like little old
Yeah.
ladies at the bus stop. I'll be like, bro, I would give you a ride, but I
Yeah.
know damn well you're not getting in the car with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
No,
only you
oh my
could just
God.
be like, please.
Yeah.
I'm
Especially the way we
out.
look.
It's like you
too.
could take a picture of me, do whatever. Like I just want to give you a ride, bro.
Yeah.
Hold my phone.
Yeah, you know what it is.
yeah. Because honestly, it's so sad that we live in a society where people are scared to be
Yeah,
kind.
That's
exactly.
what we were just talking about, how Karina's been running a lot so that God forbid anything ever happened to her, she's able to outrun someone. And
Yeah.
it's crazy.
That's literally why I started running. Now I can proudly
Yeah.
say I can outrun anybody with 3 miles.
Sheesh.
Like who's gonna last that long? No one.
Not
I
me.
don't gotta
Yeah,
stop.
yeah,
I don't
I'm
gotta
not
stop. Yeah, like
Yeah.
good luck chasing me. Here I go.
Yeah.
Strap on my Nikes. You know what I mean?
That's a crazy
Yeah.
thought. I didn't even. I
It's
never
a
thought
sad
about that.
reality.
Yeah,
for sure.
or like girls, I do not know one single girl who doesn't get scared after leaving the mall and going in the parking lot. Every girl
Never
is
take the stairs,
terrified.
never go
take
in
the
a parking
stairs.
garage.
Never go unaccompanied. Yeah, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's always watching their six when they're going to their car. From anywhere. If it's a girl that's alone all the time, especially like when I'm in a dark place, I
Ooh,
am
yeah.
terrified. And there's apps, girls. You know, there's apps
Moonlight,
out there.
download Moonlight.
You can hold it.
She's
yeah.
my safe haven.
I put it
Okay.
on there, girl,
I didn't even know what
because
Moonlight was.
it's
Moonlight
basically
is
like
an app that you literally hold down a button, and as soon as you let go of it, you have 5 seconds to put in your PIN code. And if
Oh.
you don't, it calls the police, sends them your exact coordinates, and sends your coordinates and starts recording and all this stuff
Yeah.
to like your
Ooh.
emergency contact.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I use that. So
so it starts
anytime-
hearing everything like on your
Yeah, so
Oh,
God forbid if
okay,
anyone's
okay.
ever like trying to harass you or do anything, you just be like, hey, as soon as I let go of this, if I don't put in this code, someone's coming. And
Ooh,
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
You know
That's
what?
crazy. I didn't even
But,
heard of
like,
this.
Girls need to have this, especially
Mm-hmm.
because I remember in SJSU, everybody during finals is staying at the library until like 2,
Yeah.
3 a.m. because it's 24 hours. And then they start walking home and they're terrified because it's raining. Finals is during the winter and you're walking home and you're like, oh my God, here's a creepy hobo, especially in San Jose. There's a lot of them. So you're just like running and you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, there's no one here. It's late at night. No one's awake. The only one that's awake is the cop. And if I call him, it's like too dramatic if it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
some
apps
people
like
don't take it
this-
serious.
Yeah.
Because then there's also those people that just like throw around false accusations. So it's like the people that really do fall victim to all these crazy situations. It's like, where's them getting the help that they truly deserve and it being taken serious, you know? So
Yeah.
it's just a toxic cycle that continues.
It's a wild world.
That's
out here,
wild.
man.
Right how it came from San Ysidro.
Yeah.
I know. Honestly, we can talk your ear off. Sorry.
San Ysidro. Damn.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta watch out for your people, protect each other, and anytime you see some creepy people acting some sus type of way, call
Don't
them
be
out.
afraid.
Call them
Don't
out.
be afraid.
Come on.
Honestly, I feel
yeah.
like as a man, that's the most respectful thing you can do is offer someone like
Assistance.
let me walk you to your car, make sure you're
Yeah,
good, or
be like, hey, I noticed like this guy
you
was looking
know,
at you.
or
I don't know
like-
if you noticed that. Like even if it
Oh.
sounds creepy, like just you like noticing that, and maybe she turns you down, but maybe now she'll be more alert. You know, maybe
Okay.
now she'll be like, let me
Yeah.
make this call, or maybe even tell them like, hey, maybe you should call someone and tell them like, you know, like this is happening. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just so they know, because honestly, I feel like a lot of people see things that like
And don't say
you know the
anything.
potential victim doesn't see. You know what I mean? And then like they regret that because maybe later they'll see her on the news and be like, oh, I
Yeah.
should have said something, like that was that girl. Like
Yeah.
don't be that bystander. You
Or
know,
telling
that comes
your
all the way
homie-
back.
telling your homie to kick back, don't be a weirdo.
Oh
like,
my god, that
That's
was a
definitely
big
a
one.
big
Remember,
thing.
nerdy?
Yeah.
That literally just
Yeah,
happened this
it
weekend.
just happened, yeah.
That
Yeah,
just
some
happened.
dudes don't have sisters, and that's not even
Yeah,
an excuse.
that's why,
That's
yeah.
not an excuse.
Yeah.
It's starting,
Some
like,
people
yeah.
just
But-
it's
Morals,
not even
bruh.
like their environment. Some people it's just like they're sick
their-
in their
yeah.
head. Like
They're
it's
sick.
horrible. It's a horrible thing, like, and it's the cruel reality, but some people are literally like you
gotta
cannot
clear
get it through
homies out.
yeah, you
Oh.
cannot get
Yeah.
it through their head.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you really just have to like watch out for each other
Yeah.
because at the end of the day we're all humans, we're all one species. Like we all gotta help
Yes.
each other, you
We
know?
just gotta survive. And
So yeah.
I think growing up, you start to really realize, like, damn, like, especially like growing up in the time we're growing up now. I feel like we're really like the first kind of generation of like this, like real
Woke.
big, like
Yeah.
So like
A
starting
woke
to
period.
starting to go to parties and like in this mindset, you started to change the way you operate at parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Or, like,
Yeah.
the way you look around and like kind of like what the hell, like you start to notice more and you start to kind of
Scope
like,
out
yeah,
everything. Know your surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just worried about yourself anymore.
No.
Yeah, I feel like I would never be able to sleep at night if I was letting something happen to my friend, you know? So it's
Oh
just
yeah,
like
100%.
I would never let you get behind a wheel drunk or like,
Yeah.
you know, where
That's huge.
those
We
are
would
not-
never let a creepy guy like take his way with you
Yeah,
at a
I
club
don't
or something
care.
like that. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing that at clubs, and I always ask girl, I'm like, "Are you okay? Like,
don't
are you
care if
good?"
I'm the cock
When their
block,
eyes are like
like-
rolling
Oh, the
back,
cock
they're
block.
faded. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I
Yeah.
know what's up with my friend. I know when she's getting
Yeah,
drunk.
like I
get
know
outta
you
here.
hurt. No, this don't look right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's crazy how people take advantage of situations when
It's
people are
sick.
vulnerable.
Disgusting. Yeah.
So that's wild.
That's wild.
So that's that on that.
That's that.
You guys want to ask any questions?
Yeah.
Just from girl. I mean, we asked you guys a lot of like girl questions.
Yeah.
Like as guys.
did.
Yeah,
You guys-
I think it's always interesting to hear a guy's perspective on with social media being such a big thing nowadays. Like, what's your guys' point of view on, like, I don't know, what catches a guy's attention? Like, oh, she
Ooh.
has hella followers. She's,
On God, yep.
you know, like,
Yeah.
we kind of talked about this
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. We did talk about this.
I
oh,
saw-
you guys did on the
yeah.
podcast?
Yeah, because we're talking about social media playing a
Big
factor
part in dating.
in dating wise.
Yeah, it is.
I
Definitely.
told Dirty, I was like, or we kind of discussed. I was like, if her followers are too high, I won't even
I won't attempt it.
I won't even attempt. Yeah.
So later on, then, if she's like, y'all both agree like technology is just too much of an influence in the relationship, you guys think you'd reach an equal ground of like, all right, no more technology, pues, bada bing, bada boom.
Do I think?
Mr. Worldwide, when I step in the room.
Do you think you guys would be on an equal ground to
I mean,
get rid
if
of
it's-
technology?
If it's bothering us both, but
He's like,
First,
nah, I
yeah.
can't get rid of the ground.
Yeah, he said, I don't know about that one, Chief.
nah, but I personally,
Yeah.
I've never been super bothered. By
Yeah,
it.
I've never been bothered about
It's
it.
never like it's never gone to a stage where I'm like,
Well, I
honestly,
need-
this is
I need
starting to
delete
piss
this.
me
Yeah,
off.
I need to delete this app and all that
That's so
stuff.
weird.
Yeah.
But nah, but the power of like social media and all that stuff, that's like the brand of this though. It helps me out.
That's true.
It helps me out. Like, and I want to be able to like take this brand off, and followers does play a count.
Yeah.
Followers does
Yeah.
play a count. It plays like a certain type of credibility in some people's views. Credibility.
Yeah, and to me, it kind of keeps me in touch because like our friend's in the Navy, so he was always gone.
Yeah.
Our other friends he was in the Marines, and he was always gone. Me and Dirty went to different colleges.
Yeah.
So we were always we were never together. So social media kind of like, oh, did you see this? And we'll have conversations over that. My friends from college now, we're not together anymore, so we kind of still connect through that.
Yeah.
And it's always fun. Like we have fun on like the Twitter timeline, like all
Yeah, because we
mess
can relate
around.
to
Yeah.
all our Twitter topics as well on Twitter.
We'll mess around and stuff like that. But that's what I'm saying. Unless it's like really bothering me personally, I wouldn't delete it because it's not. It has no
It's not
effect on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't alter my moods at all.
Does it cause insecurity seeing your girl or your man
Absolutely
like other people's pictures or retweet them?
Yeah, I talked about it on the podcast too.
You did?
Wait,
Yeah.
did we?
Y'all
Yeah,
dissected all of this?
Yeah, because not
I don't think we
not to
talked
not
about
to the extent of that. Not to the extent of that. We touched a little bit of like, you said something. And I was like, I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, it doesn't bother me if she can do whatever she wants.
Oh, you were talking about your girl having guy best friends and stuff like that.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. That's, yeah. See,
Oh, that's what
It
I was gonna
depends.
ask. I was gonna ask if y'all get jealous like quick.
I
I
think-
don't.
yeah, I
I personally don't.
I
But he does.
I think it
I personally
depends
don't.
how the friendship is.
Okay,
because
that
there's
too, yeah.
sometimes I feel like anytime I'm friends with the guy and they get a girlfriend and I meet them, I always try to show respect to the girl.
But that's what
You
we were
know what I
talking
mean?
Me
about.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like that's your friend, and
Yeah.
like Loki,
Yeah.
she could ruin this if she wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if the boyfriend just came out of nowhere, but they've been friends for like a good long time?
Yeah.
But it also depends on like the strength of the friendship. Like that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Like not acquaintances, but like friends. Like we go to a party. I'm gonna say what's up. I'm gonna hang out with you for a little bit. Maybe we go out to dinner with like a group of people. But
Yeah.
that's when it gets to like weird. Like okay, like if it's just you and like this
The other
dude,
person.
you
Yeah.
guys are going to like the movies. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
That's
okay.
weird.
Okay. The movies.
First of all, I would not go to
That's-
that.
yeah.
I'd be like,
'Cause
that's
me and Dirty-
a
yeah.
date.
Me and Dirty are best friends. So if I go to the movies with Dirty, it's nothing.
Yeah.
If I have a girl best friend, I also have a girlfriend, and we go to the movies.
No, that's
just us,
some. That's for sure some right
That's
there.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it also depends. Like your girl having friends is not a problem. I mean,
Yes,
you're gonna
yeah.
have
Yeah.
opposite sex friends, especially being adults. You're
Yeah.
gonna work with different sexes. We're adults. Like
Yeah,
that's
of
regular.
course.
But it also depends like the strength of it. Like if you're going to the movies or you're just going out to like dinner with just you two, that's where I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I think it also goes, you gotta like, but like I've been in situations where I've met my girls' boyfriends and like immediately right after I meet them, they're like, so what do you think of him? And I'm like, girl,
Oh,
wait till
yeah.
he's not here. You know what I mean? Like, and then
Yeah.
that I feel like puts me in an awkward position because it's like, now I know this dude knows that I'm like talking about him and like, you know, so I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes
It's a weird
too,
tension.
sometimes situations like that, I'm like, ooh, you never really know, you know?
That's crazy.
No, I kind of agree with you, Kaylin, in the sense that like I'm not jealous, but I'm jealous. No.
all
I
are,
just
though. Let's be
yeah,
real. Like,
no,
you say
I
you're not
just
jealous,
yeah,
or-
I
Yeah,
just
it's not a
feel
complete
like
answer.
If you're
of
picking
course if you're hanging out with another girl, like just you two, like solely you two doing things that you and I would do.
Yeah,
No, like,
exactly.
are you guys dating or are we dating? Like, you better go kick it with your homeboys. Like, you
Yeah,
can spend all week with them. I honestly, I don't have to see you for a whole month as long as you're talking to me, being like, oh yeah, I'm doing like
But-
XYZ, whatever. Like,
Okay,
you and my
okay.
homeboys are at a leg. I'll talk to you later. I'm like, all right, peace out. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
do you? If we have that good foundation, like, I will respect you in that
Yeah,
sense.
so you have to have that
Especially
build.
because I love my space, and I feel like the person I'm with is gonna love their space too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're kicking with just another girl, but I'm your
Yeah.
girl.
Mm.
No.
But does that only apply though to when you have availability to hang out and he chooses to hang out with her? Or
I don't think so because
Or-
I feel like if you're my guy, like when you say you're busy, I feel like that doesn't entitle me to be like, fine then, I'm gonna go hang out with like
I know that.
my other
Yeah.
guy friend.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that-
Like it
People
shouldn't
do
be like
that.
that. It should just
Yeah.
be like, all right, like
Alright.
maybe I'll hang out with just myself or I'll hang out with my cousin, my aunt, my grandma, like whoever. Like you shouldn't have to rely on anyone for your happiness, and that goes back to that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I feel like no, it doesn't give them the right or like entitle them to be like, all right then, I'm gonna go kick it with this girl. Like if you
Yeah.
feel like that, if you feel like you have to be with a girl in this very moment, then I'm not your girl because you're feeling like I can be replaced by like, any other girl. You know what I mean? You're gonna do that same
Oh,
thing
that
with
gets
any other
to it,
girl.
Low key, that gets
Yeah.
So-
that's kind of my that. I guess that would kind of make understand what I'm trying to say is that like if I can be replaced by old boy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do you need me for?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
so you gotta
what's
feel
the
needed.
difference? What do
Yeah.
we
You gotta
share?
feel
What's
needed,
the
yeah.
spark there?
Like dirty, let's go to the movies. Nah, all right, I'm gonna go with Karina then.
Like, yo.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So maybe I am. No, I know I'm jealous. I'm not going to say something.
I'm not even
Right,
gonna
the
not
cap,
a bad-
it's
it's
cap. It's
not
not
a bad
bad.
thing.
It's not
It's
bad.
not bad. I just feel like I know what I want, and
Yeah.
if you can't give that to me, then that's fine. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here, to say that.
I won't be here when you get back.
Yes.
I won't be here
Hangout.
when you leave. To be honest.
Yeah.
Imagine going home and your girl's gone. His bag's packed out.
Oh gosh.
Nah, I feel like I throw his stuff out. Like you fucked up. You better.
Would
you-
you ever do that?
No, I couldn't.
No.
I don't think I could ever
No.
destroy someone's property.
I don't think I
Nah.
would destroy it. I'd just be like, this is your
it out.
stuff. Get this
Yeah,
shit
shit.
out of my house.
To the left, to the left.
Yeah.
Kick rocks.
Yeah, I actually had.
If I bought it for you though, and it's right there in front of me, and you disrespected me, I'm taking it.
Ooh.
Back. Oh.
Take it
If
back.
what? Oh
Like-
yeah,
Take it
for
back.
sure, 100%.
Uh-huh.
If I ever had a guy kick me out of a place like
Uh-huh.
that we were both living at,
Yeah.
and he disrespected me, ooh, it's over for him. It's over for him,
Oh,
and my
yeah.
entire Mexican crazy ass family coming for you too.
That's what I was about to say. You disrespect me, my whole family coming for you.
Yeah, all my tios, all my cousins, you know who you are.
And no one wants that. Well, anyway,
But
this has been a very long podcast. We've been recording for 2 hours. So.
Are you serious?
really,
Yes, we've been recording for 2 hours.
That's from like start though.
Yes, that's from start.
We did
So-
like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say.
So
Oh
this
my
been this
God.
been like an hour and maybe like 25.
dude, I told you we can talk. We can
Did we
really
get
talk.
cover
all
juicy
podcast
content?
is.
Yeah,
that's
did
all
you
the
get good
podcast is.
stuff?
It's a straight vibe. Yeah, honestly, it's very good. Very
Yeah.
entertaining. It was very. We talked about
A
real
lot.
real
A
real world
lot.
situations. We
Yeah.
learned some stuff about the whole opposite of handsome and all that stuff. So we
Yeah.
know what we need to
know,
say.
Yeah.
All you young men, you guys should be prepared to slide in some DMs
Slide in the
now.
DMs. It's all
Compliment
good.
the
It's not.
intelligence.
There we go.
Honestly.
And then the conversation we just had, you should learn how to keep a girl too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And women too. I hope you guys are taking notes because dirty's
But anyways, this is a phenomenal.
Before we end, though, we got some business to handle.
Yes, there we go.
Back to the stickers. So
Back to stickers.
our
Yeah,
guests.
we always do this.
So we're gonna give you guys a sticker.
There we
and
go.
We're gonna have you sign one, and you guys can stick it on the table right now.
There we go.
That's
Oh,
dope.
wait, that's so
I
cool.
love
Yeah,
that.
sign it and stick it on the table.
Okay.
And then one for us to keep.
Like
There
sign
we
it
go.
on the front or in
There
the
we
back?
go.
On the front.
On the front, girl.
So when you put it on, they can
Obviously,
see
huh?
it.
There we go. There we
Let's
go.
put these down too, Dirty. I'm gonna give you one. Let's see. We got Coach Albright.
Oh, shout out to
Shout
Coach
out to
Albright.
the
Shout
guy.
out to Mike Albright. Let's
You
do
can
this.
stick Albrights.
All right, let's do this.
And then I got who else I got? I got your boy Eric Payton.
Cool.
Shout out to my guy. He's at
I'm a
football
Isa
camp right now.
and then
getting working.
Bella.
Yeah, you're working, bro.
Isabella.
And then we got the Robinsons, Andrew,
Oh,
aka
yes.
Baby Drew,
Yes.
and we got Ryan Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't actually stuck any
No,
in here? I was
this
about
is
to
the
be like,
first one.
slip.
No.
Oh, we can? We can?
Isabella.
Just make sure you like
Leave
wipe
it
from
at
where it's
last
like
days.
misty. Make sure you wipe it off first so it sticks nice.
Yeah. Slap it anywhere.
Isabella.
But anyways, we need to wrap up this podcast because I know this is about to take me a long time to edit now. But anyways, we want to thank everyone. We want to thank you too for coming in and joining K&D The Porch podcast.
I
It's
feel
phenomenal.
honored.
I know everyone's
Great
gonna
podcast.
to love you for
Yeah.
this.
You
So
know
go
the
ahead. Oh yeah, they are
merch,
rocking the new
repping
merch.
it, repping
Shout out to
it,
the
you
hoodie
know,
vibes.
Rep.
So yeah, so we want to thank you both of you guys for tuning in and everyone for sitting down and chatting with us today.
The
And
pod.
this is episode number 17. I think we should name it Girl
We gotta-
Talk.
Oh.
Girl talk.
It's just us. It's just us.
It's
Girl
just
talk.
girl
It's just Girl Talk.
talk,
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Girl talk.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Let's do this, man.
I'll message you.
Put ours next to each other.